Good evening. This is the Market Thesis Evening Brief for Wednesday, July 29th, 2026. Tonight, I want to focus on Microsoft, Meta, and also the Yankees White Sox game scheduled for tomorrow, July 30th. Microsoft, let's take a look here. Let's go to Markets Pro. It's loading up here. You can see we've got some different ones already highlighted. Once the markets get loaded here, you can see right here's Microsoft right there. Let's bring it up. I'm going to go ahead and generate a thesis. You'll see it kind of generating there. Microsoft, did the earnings justify the jump? And Microsoft reported quarterly revenue today of nearly 90 billion, with Azure growth 43% of that. And shares rose sharply after hours. The tension is simple: strong AI growth versus enormous infrastructure spending. And so you can see here with the thesis here. Um, let's see here, the bullish case. Last quarter was clearly stronger than expected, with that $90 billion gross margin of 67.2%, an operating margin of 45.1%, and a net income of 35.8 billion. The bearish case here, you can see the stock is still only 390, below the 50-day average of 397. So that causes a little bit of caution there. But it's got, with those aspects of the earnings, it it's definitely a signal to watch, especially tomorrow. Will it jump? Will it not? You can see it didn't jump necessarily right after. Well, this isn't showing after market, but we'll see tomorrow whether or not it does justify a jump. You can see here again what could move it here on the thesis that comes up. And again, the thesis is here to help you make a decision around, hey, do I hold? Do I consider buying? Do I sell? You can see the scenario tree. There we go. So that's Microsoft. Be looking for that tomorrow to see if there is a signal. Um, and what to watch a little bit probably with Microsoft is watch the first 30 minutes after the opening bell. Is it holding above the initial opening range? Would that suggest the earnings reaction has a real strength to it? Or would it be sort of a rapid fade? If that were to happen, it would suggest that traders are selling the headline. It'll be interesting. It'll be an interesting signal to watch tomorrow morning on July 30th. The next one is Meta. Let's go back out here. Let's take a look. Here it is right here. And with Meta, is the earnings drop an overreaction? You can see lost 1.3% today on the 29th of July. Meta reported strong revenue growth, but earnings disappointed. Let's hit generate thesis. Let's see a little bit what we feel about it and helping make a decision. Um, Part of that disappointment came on AI capital spending increase, and the shares fell even after hours as investors questioned how quickly that spending will turn into profits. Let's take a look here. You can see the bullish case here again, the bearish case. A little more market data about Meta, and also just the price context of what sort of happened today. Thing with Meta, I would say, is its spending is heavily there to basically win the AI race, but investors are asking when that spending becomes profit. The stock dropped after earnings. Is this sort of an overreaction, the beginning of something of a deeper reset? So this will be a signal to watch tomorrow too. What I would encourage you to watch tomorrow is whether Meta recovers its opening price after the first sell-off. Recovery would indicate bargain for buyers, are kind of entering here. A continued lower highs would suggest that institutions are still reducing exposure. And let's do one more for this evening. We'll go to the prediction markets. Leave the equities here. Just go right over back over to prediction markets here on Market Thesis AI. And let's just scroll down. There we go. We're going to take a look at the New York New York Yankees versus the White Sox, Chicago White Sox. Pretty close right here, as you can see. Um, Pretty evening, but this will be a matchup tomorrow, Thursday, July 30th. Is really too close to kind of pick them, despite New York having a better season record. Let's generate a thesis here. You can see that's happening there. Early projections rather slightly favor the Yankees, which makes this a cleaner debate than covering an overwhelming favorite. Um, the Yankees have a better record, but the market has this game close to even. Is Chicago being respected correctly at home, or is New York being undervalued? You can see kind of here, it's kind of Chicago is favored as a modest favorite, but the White Sox, oh no, excuse me, the Yankees have a better record. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Another signal to watch if you're in the predictions market and there with Kalshi, Poly Market, to kind of see what might be the best. You got the scenario tree, you got key variables here that we provide as well that help you to make a decision in that way. So, um, I hope that this has been helpful for you to kind of take a look at some different markets and some different signals here for both what happened with some signals here on July 29th, but going into tomorrow, what to kind of watch for, whether in the equities market or in the predictions market with that game with the New York Yankees versus the Chicago White Sox. Hey, hope you have a great evening. Take care.